ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 72, verse number 19. So we read how when Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Sri Krishna that he wants to worship him with his vidbhutis, then Krishna approved, and then King Yudhishthira appointed his 4 brothers to go and conquer in 4 directions. So they did it and they brought a lot of wealth, but Jarasandha was not conquered. So then Krishna gave the solution or the process which was suggested by Uddhava earlier. So they all 3 of them, they dressed as Brahmanas and they went to Magadha, the kingdom of Jarasandha. And when it was time for king to distribute charity, then they also lined up. When their turn came, then they said that we have come from far and please give us what we want. So then they are praising the king before they ask for it. So they say, Kim durmarsham titikshunam kim akaryam asadhubhi kim nadeyam vadanyanam kaparaha sandarshinam. He says, what is that which is intolerant for those who are titikshu, who are tolerant or who are practicing tolerance? Then what is that they cannot tolerate? They can tolerate everything. And kim akaryam asadhu, what is that wrong action a wicked person cannot do? Can do anything. Kim nadeyam vadanyanam, what is that a generous person will not give? He can give anything. And kapara samdarshinam, who is other for a person who sees everyone as equal, means who makes no distinction between this is mine, this is not mine. So there is nobody who is other for such a person, everybody is equal. So by this they are saying that you are a generous person, there is nothing that you cannot give. So now Jarasandha thought that they are going to ask some big thing to him, but all they want is a fight. So nanu kim kamyadve tad vishesham bruta. So as if the king is asking them that what is that you want, why don't you say that? अन्यथा याचकैरुष्माभिर यदि मत्प्रियः पुत्र एव कामितः स्यात् तदा तददि ममतास्पद स्वपुत्र विच्छेद दुःखम कथम मया सोढव्यम्. Otherwise you are beggars, and if you ask that I give my son to you who is very dear to me, then how will I able to give, because how will I tolerate separation from him? So then they are saying that Kim Durmarsham. He says, what is that a tolerant person cannot tolerate? So you can also tolerate separation from your son. Vishwamitra Dasrathadeir Ati Priya Putranam Putrarpanasya Api Drishtatvat Iti Bhava. So he is giving an example which we are reading in Bhatti Kavya, that Vishwamitra came and asked for the son Ramchandra, and Dasarath gave. So what is there you can also give. Nanu evam prarthyamane grihastalokahi yadi yuyam tiraskriyadbhe tarhi kim syat. So he says that you are begging like this and we are householders, and what if you disrespect me. So then they say, Kim akaryam asadhunam. Nanu sadhus can do anything. Nanu yadi mat shariram eva yusmakam yusmat kamitam syat tada tadahantaspadam katham deyam. Then if he says that if you ask me to give me my body, but that is very dear to me, how will I give that? So then they say, Kimadeyam Vadanyanam. What is that a generous person cannot give? Dadhyang adau dev prarthanaya swasarir danasya api drishtatvat. Dadhichi Muni, he gave his own body to Indra, the Devas, because when Vritrasura came to fight, then Indra fought with him valiantly, but he could not defeat him. So then he asked Vishnu what to do. So he said, you have to make a weapon from the bones of sage Dadhichi. So then they went to Dadichi and said, give us your bones. So then he sat in Samadhi and gave up his body. He said, take my bones. So he got the bone. That's how the Pipalad Muni was born, because his wife was not there at that time. Pipalad's story also came earlier. So Dadhyang Adau Dev Prarthanayam Swasharir Danasyapi Drishtatvat Nanu Yadi Yuyameva Mat Chatravo Bhavata Tada Shatru Bhyastat Katham Deyam. And if he says, what if you are my enemy, then how can I give my body to my enemies? So he says, for a person who is samdarshi, then where is other for that? Everybody is equal. Kaparas, samdarshi nam, jnani nam, those who are jnani, those who are situated in Brahman realization. Nahi tvayapi visham darshan lakshanam ajnanam sambhavet. So you are not an ajnani, you have jnana, so you don't see others with different vision. Then they are making it sure that he doesn't back out from giving. So they are saying, Yo nityena sharirena satam geyam yasho dhruvam nachinoti swayam kalpaha savachya sochayeva sa. So now they are saying that, look, this body is temporary. But with this temporary body you can get fame permanently. That even later on when you are dead, you are gone for centuries, people will read your story and sing your song that how great you were. So body is going to go, so why not earn some fame? And kirti yasya sajivati. Those who have fame, they live through their fame. Physically they may not be there, but by fame they live. That's why the people keep on saying Jindabad in India. So and so Jindabad. The person is no more there, but they still call him as if he is alive. And Nachnoti Swayam Kalpaha Savachya Sochayavasi. So one who does not accumulate fame like this, that person is lamentable and is worthy of criticism. Vachya. Vachya here is not in the sense of some praise or anything. Avachya vadansya bhun vadishyanti tavahita. Vachya here is in the sense of avachya, that they will speak bad about you. Not good. So therefore don't do like this. Just give what we ask for. Nachinoti na sampadeti. Nachinoti means one who does not accumulate fame. So life is meant for accumulating fame. That's why people give donation and says, put a stone in my name. Stone is permanent. Stone can live for thousands, millions of years, right? Harishchandra Ranti Deva Unchavritti Shivir Balihi Vyadha Kapoto Bhavo Yadhruvena Dhruvam Gata. Now he is giving example how many people they attained permanent fame by using their temporary body. So this is a good deal, that with temporary body you get permanent fame. So number one is Harishchandra. So Harishchandra is famous. He's called Satyavadi Harishchandra because he gave everything to Vishwamitra, his kingdom, everything. Finally his wife also renounced. His son was dead. Rantidev, we know famous Rantidev story, fasting some 48 days. Then he got little food, that also he gave, some water there, that also he gave to the Chandala. And Unchavritti was also a Brahmana who was living. Unchavritti means where you pick up grains from the ground and you will survive only on that, like Kanada. Kanada was also living by Unchavritti. And Shibi Maharaj, King Shibi, who gave his own flesh for the pigeon, to protect the pigeon. And Bali, everybody knows about Bali, he gave everything to Vamandev. And Vyadha, Kapoto Bhavo Hiyadhruvena Dhruvangata. Even a pigeon, there was a pigeon living in the forest with his wife Pigeony. Right? Like Sujani is there. So, her name was Pigeony. So one day, one hunter went to the forest and he was hunting, then he lost his way and he could not come home. It became dark and he lost his way. So he's under the tree, and then actually a big storm came and it was raining. So he was feeling cold and hungry. So he was sitting under the tree. So Mr. P. Jana. Jana means person in Sanskrit. Jani means woman. So P. Jana. So Mr. P. Jana, he saw that and he spoke with his wife that, look, we have a guest and this guest is sitting under our tree, so we should welcome him. So what to do? He must be hungry. So he said we should get some fire. So pigeon flew to the village and he went into somebody's house and he picked up a burning splinter in his beak and brought it flying. And then in the meantime, the pigeony, she has gathered some wood under the tree. So he dropped the fire and there was a big bonfire. And then said that now he can get little heat because he was shivering. And they thought he is hungry, we should feed him. So how can we feed him? We don't have any food. So then pigeon said that I will jump into the fire and I will get roasted, then he can eat me. So then pigeon did that and pigeony also went behind him. So they both jumped into the fire. So that is the story of the Kapot and Vyadha here. And then when Vyadha, he also fasted and gave up his life, that these people have done so much for me and I am just hunting animals. So this is a mention of the story of these people. So Vishwamitra Anirunyaya Harishchandra Bharyam Atmajadi Sarvam Vikriya Swayam Chandaltam Prapto Api Anirunya Saha Ayodhya Vasi Janai Swargam Gata. So Harishchandra, he was ruling in Ayodhya, and to get rid of his debt from Vishwamitra, he sold his wife and son, and then he became a Chandala himself because he took up the job, because he has to pay some money to Vishwamitra, he has to give some dakshina. First he did a yagya and he gave everything, and then He has to give those. So then so finally Harishchandra released him, and then he went to heaven along with the Ayodhyavasi. Rantidev Sakutumbopi Ashchatvarinshad Ahanya Labdhodakopi Kathanchid Labdhanodka Arthibhyo Dattva Brahmalokam Gata. And Rantidev, he was fasting for 48 days with his family. The only thing I could never understand is that he was a king. So what is that he could not get food?
I think he gave up his groceries from his granary also. He from the granaries to people his own.
No, he was for 48 days he was fasting.
Yeah, that is during the famine.
Yeah?
He gave up his granary, everything, and then he had to fast 40 days. Somehow he got it.
Okay. Because this story is not there in Bhagavatam. So I was always thinking, why was he being a king? What is the problem? How is that he had no food? So Kathanchid Labdha. So somehow he got some food and some water. Then the beggar came. So he gave half. Then another one came, gave the rest. And some water was there. One Chandala came with the dog. So finally gave that also. So of course these are all devas, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Dharma, who were testing him. So he went to Brahmaloka. Then Shibi, we know the story of Shibi, that Kapot and vulture. So they were also Dharma and Indra, who has taken that form. So then the pigeon went and took shelter of Shibi, and then the vulture came, hawk came flying. He says, "This is my food." So he said, "You take some other food." He says, "Okay, give me food from your body." So he cut his thigh off. He says, "Give me the weight equal to the pigeon." So he put on the scale, and he was cutting his body, but the pigeon was so heavy, because he was also Mr. Pigeon. He was not ordinary pigeon. Ordinary pigeon, how much will it weigh? Half a kg? But he was a Jana. So finally Sibi went himself on the scale. Said, "You eat me completely." So then they came into their form. And Bali, we all know, Bali sarvasvam vipraves dharine hariye dattvatam vase chakara. So he offered everything to Vamandev. Then Vamandev became under the control, he became the gatekeeper. Kapotasya atitaye vyadhaya kapotya saha atmasam dattva vimanena divam gata. And the pigeon also, he offered his own body along with his wife, Kapoti. So then they both went to Swargaloka riding in a plane. And Vyadhastayo Sattvam Viksha Swam api nirvano Mahaprasthane Vanagni Dagda Deho Devam Aruroha. And then that hunter also gave up his body in the forest fire by seeing the character of the pigeon, that how dedicated these pigeons were. And I am only a sinner, all the time engaged in killing animals. And I kill pigeons also, but look, still they followed the dharma, taking care of the guest. So he also burned himself and went to heaven. Evam anyapi adhruvenaiva sharirena dhruvam chirkala sthai lokam gata. So like that, there are so many people who gave up their temporary body and attained permanent destination. Yes.
This, I was just checking in Drona Parva, it is the story that Rantideva's whole kingdom was in famine, and then he gave up his wealth and his groceries, and then he was fasting for 48 days, and somehow he came across this food, and that he
gave that
up.
all. Sri Shuka Uvacha. So Sri Sukdev says, Svairakriti stastu prakosthai jya hatairapi rajanya bandhun vigyaya drishta purvana chintayat. So when they spoke like this, then Jarasandha, he was looking at them more intently, carefully. And then he saw that from their form, how they are built, so strongly, muscular body, they don't look like Brahmanas. So Swarair Akriti bhi, and also the tone of their speech, Tastu Prakosthai, and then he saw that on their shoulder they had the mark of the bowstring, because you hang your bow all the time on your shoulder, so the string will make marks. Like you have seen those people who play sitar, then their fingers have grooves.
But it is Bhima and Krishna, they don't fight with bow so much.
No, but still they carry.
Mostly Bhima is always with the mace, that is how we...
Also that. Anyway, then he will have mark of the mace. So then he realized that these are Rajanya Bandhu, that they are some fallen Kshatriyas who are hiding as Brahmanas. And then he saw that they look like I have seen them somewhere. So he was also trying to recognize. Obviously Krishna he has seen. And they look familiar faces, but where I have seen, that's what he was trying to think. So Jahatair Jaghatka Ghata Kathori Kritai. So saw that their shoulders were not soft like Brahmanas, but hard. Rajanya Bandhun Vipraveshena Yachki Bhutatvat Nikrishta Kshatriyan. So he says these are some fallen Kshatriyas who have come in the dress of Brahmanas. And Drishta Purvan, and I have seen them somewhere. So he saw them in Draupadi Swayamvara, that in the ceremony of selecting husband selection ceremony of Draupadi. So Jarasandha has also gone there, and Bhima Arjuna are also there. And especially Arjuna is the one who won. So they must have all seen him very clearly. And there also he was dressed as a Brahmana. And after that there was a fight. That is also there. When Draupadi selected Arjuna, then all the Kshatriyas attacked Arjuna and Bhima, so they both fought. So that means he is recognizing them. Rajanya bandhavo hi ete brahmalingani bibhrati dadami bhikshitam tebhye atmanam vidustajam. He says definitely these are some fallen Kshatriyas who are carrying the marks of Brahmanas. So certainly I will give them whatever bhiksha they want, even if they want my own body, which is very difficult to give up, I will do that. So he made up his mind. It's not going to say no. Balernu shruyate kirtir vitadikshva kalmasha aishwaryad bhransitasyapi vipravyajena vishnuna. He says that the fame of Bali Maharaj, it spread in all directions. The pure fame, akalmasha kirti. Although he lost all his opulence, his kingdom, because of the cheating behavior of the Brahmana boy, Vamana, who was Vishnu, but still his fame spread all around. And nanu tarhi kapatibhya etebhya kim bhikshita danena. If someone says if these people are cheaters, they are kshatriyas, they are coming in the garb of brahmanas, why do you want to give them bhiksha? Right? So You should behave with people as they are. So if they are cheaters, then you also cheat them. So Mayachara. Brajanti te mudadhiya parabhavam nayena bhavanti mayavi mayavina. That foolish people, they get cheated by cheaters if you also don't act properly, means in the same level. If they are tricking you, you also become alert. So he says that, no, I will not do that. I will act like Bali. Bali, he knew that, still he gave. Vipravyajena kapat vipraveshena. So he was cheating, dressed as a Brahmana boy, but he was Vishnu. Vishnu is not Brahmana. Aho naiti pathena shruyate kim apiti shruyate eva. And then says there is a difference in reading. Ahonu instead of balernu. So ahornu shruyate means, have you not heard that Bali's fame spread? Then Shriyam Jihir Shata Indrasya Vishnave Dvijarupine Jananapi Mahim Pradat Varyamanopi Daityarat. So Vishnu, he took away the wealth of Indra. Indra here means Bali, because Bali was the Indra at that time. He has taken the post of Indra. So to conquer, desiring to conquer him, Vishnu, who was in the form of a Brahmana, and Bali knew this, so Jananapi Mahim Pradat. Knowingly he gave him the 3 feet of land. Varyamanopi Daityarat. Although his guru Shukracharya forbade him that don't do that, this person is coming to trick you. But he did not listen. Indrasya iti balerityasya visheshanam. The word Indra here does not refer to Indra, but to Bali, who was at the post of Indra at that time. Tatasya Vishnave Vishnuriti Jananapi Shukrena Varyamanopi. So knowing that Vishnu has come in the form of this brahmachari, still he gave him, and although his own guru stopped him not to give, but he even disregarded his guru's advice. Jivata brahmana arthaya konu artha kshatra bandhuna dehena patamanena nehyata vipulam yasha. So now he is saying the same thing which Krishna said earlier. He said, this is certainly my decision that this body, which is patamana, which is temporary, whose nature is to fall down, dehena patmanena. So I will earn great fame. Otherwise, if a Kshatriya does not give his life for Brahmana, then his life is just a waste. So Jarasandha said that I am not such a third class Kshatriya. I will dedicate my life to them. Iti udaramatihi praha Krishna Arjuna vrikodaran he vipravriyatam kamo dadami atma siropiva. So thinking like this in his mind, the generous Jarasandha, he told to Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima, he said, "O Brahmanas, ask me whatever you want to ask. I am ready to give even my own head to you if you ask for that." So he is made up his mind. So patmanena patanshilena dehena. Patman means the body which is temporary. Tachilya shanach. Shanach pratyay is applied on pat dhatu, patlri, lridit dhatu, in the form of tachilya. And this is the nature of the body. Kshaishnu. Viplam yasho nahi hata nahi himanena kshatriya bandhuna konuvartha. A kshatriya who does not earn fame by this temporary body, what kind of kshatriya is he? And what has he attained? Nothing, na koapi. Etadrushena kshatriya dhamena prayojanam nasti. Says there is nothing, no purpose for the life of such a low class kshatriya. So itim evam nishchitya. So this is how he decided in his mind. So now Bhagavan Krishna, he speaks. Because he is the good person to speak. Others can make mistake. So therefore, Krishna is speaking. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Yuddham no dehi Rajendra Dvandasho yadi manyase Yuddharthino vayam prapta Rajanya nanna kankshina. So Krishna is being straightforward now. He says that, O king, please give us battle in duel. That there should be fight 1-to-1, 1-on-1. And Yuddharthino vayam. We are hankering for battle. That's why we have come here. Nan anna kankshana. We have not come here for food, grain, some chapati, pizza, pasta, etc. Nothing. We have come here for the battle. That's all we want. So we are not those bhojan priya brahmana. They say that brahmana bhojan priya. Right? Brahmanas like to eat. So he says we are kshatriya yuddha priya. Our love is fighting. And then you can feed us also after the fight. So that's what we beg you. And then he is declaring openly. He says, Asau vrikodarha partha tasya bhrata arjuno hi ayam anyor matuleyam mam krishnam jani hi teripam. He says, this guy, he is vrikodara, he is Bhima. The other fellow, he is his brother. His name is Arjuna. And me, you know me very well. I am your old enemy. Janihi te mam Krishnam. I am Krishna, your Ripu, your enemy. And I am their cousin. In case you don't know, I am the son of their maternal uncle, Matuleya. So he made very clear. Straightforward talk. एवं आवेदितो राजा जहास उच्चैः स्म मागधः आहे चामर्षितो मंदा युद्धं तरहि ददामि. When the king heard this, he laughed very loudly. That king of Magadha, he laughed very loudly, and then he spoke a little bit irritated, that you rascals, you have come here. So he says, you fools, he called them fools, foolish, manda, I give you what you are asking for. Means now your death is near, because you want to fight with me. Don't you know who I am? 10,000 elephants. How many horsepower is that? Should Google how many horsepower an elephant has. Multiply that by 10,000, that many horsepowers. So he agreed. Jahasa iti brahma vesha rupa danyena antah santoshat. Why did he laugh? He says, look at these people, they have come in this form of Brahmana, such pitiable. So inside he felt little satisfied that what is there, I can tackle them. So manda iti he durbala. The word manda is translating here as you weaklings. What is there? Yuddha parishramena alam machira eva katam na grihnita iti bhava. He says, why are you asking to fight? Since I told you that you can ask me anything, I am ready to give you my head. You could have simply said, give us your head. Why do you want to take the trouble of fighting with me and getting beaten up and then you will be defeated? Of course, he is thinking like that. So that's why you are foolish. Don't have brain. Manda. Manda sumanda matiyo. Manda bhagya upadruta. Yachak vipravesh dharnadeva yasmakam shauryam asti bhutam eva. So by becoming beggar, that itself you have lost all your strength. So tadapi yadi tanna jihasatha tari yuddham dadami. But still, if you don't give up, you want to really fight, okay, I give you. Ananda iti arthastu Vagdevi Amanda. So now, of course, Vishwanath Chakravarti doesn't tolerate the word Manda. So he says that Ahacha Amarsito Amanda. Instead of Manda, read it Amanda. Means you guys are smart that you are asking for this. Natvaya bhiruna yotsye. So now he is choosing with whom he is going to fight. Yudhi viklava chetasa mathuram sapurim tektva samudram sharanam gata. So he told that, look, Krishna, I will not fight with you because you are such a coward. So what is the point in fighting? I don't want to lose my fame fighting with you. You are just a coward fellow. You ran away from Mathura and went and hid yourself inside the ocean because of my fear. So, no way. You have taken shelter of the ocean. You are with your anxiety disturbed mind. And I am tu vaisa tulyo nati sattona me samaha arjunona bhavedyodha bhimas tulya balosame. Then this Arjuna is not equal to me in age, he is younger to me and he is not powerful physically. So I will not fight with him also. So the only person who is qualified to fight with me is this little fatty guy here, who is looking stout and strong. So I'll fight with him. He says he is equal to me in strength, because Bhima also has 10,000 elephants inside him, and Jarasandha also. So both are a good match. So abhiruna mahabalvata tvasa yudhi viklavannena vivalena chetsa yukta hamnayotse. So he is giving that Saraswati Paksha, the double meaning. So he says natvaya bhiruna. So he also takes that natvaya abhiruna, that you are not a coward and it is me, I am who is disturbed in the mind. So I cannot fight with you. Viklav chetsa aham, not you. So I will not fight with you. Swapurim taktva sechya eva samudram sharanam swaguriham gata iti vastavartha. So you left your city and you went to ocean and that you did by your own will, not out of fear or anything. The word sharanam has another meaning. Sharanam also means house. Sharanam means taking shelter. Sharanam also means house. It says you have gone to your own permanent residence, Dwarka. So that is another meaning. इति उक्त्वा भीमसेनाय प्रादाय महतीं गदां द्वितीयां स्वमादाय निर्जगाम पुरात् बहि. So after saying this, he gave a huge, big size, like there is small size, medium size, large size, and then the extra large. In the cloth department, they have that extra large. So he gave him an extra large size gada, club, to Bhima to fight. And he took another one himself. And they said, let's go outside the city and we'll have our fight there. So they went. Mahati miti atithe stav tushtir madapekshniya iti brihitim tvam grahana. So he gave him a big size gada, as if he's saying that you are my guest, so you must have the bigger one and I can have a smaller one. Mam tu yatha tatha gadeyapi yuddham siddhati. I can take any type, no problem. Iti gud garva vyanjika tayoktirabhut. So this is his hidden pride, the way he is speaking like that. Tatah same khale virau sanyuktau itaraitarav jagnatur vajra kalpabhyam gadabhyam ran durmadau. So then they went into an open field arena to fight together, which was free from any trees, etc., equal ground. And then they started fighting with each other. Jagnatur Vajra Kalpamam, and they were hitting each other just like Indra hits his enemies with a thunderbolt. Gadabhyam Ran Durmadav, and both of them, they were intensely fighting, like madly fighting Durmada in the battle. Mandalani Vichitrani Savyam Dakshinam Evacha Charatoho Shushubhe Yuddham Natyor Ivarangino. When they were fighting, they were making all very expert moves. So just like you see some boxing championship, how they make their moves and find an opportunity to punch the other guy. So like that, they were hitting each other by finding an opportunity, moving to the left, moving to the right, up, back, going in circle. So they appeared very beautiful, like two dancers on the stage or two actors on the stage. It would have been a big sight to see them fighting. So Mandalani Gada Yuddha Gati Bhedan. So Mandalani means that these are various types of movements in club fighting. Savyam Dakshinam Che Yatha Syat, moving left side, right side. Natyoriti Nirbhayatvena Sada Shastra Vichakshanittvena Chupma. And then they were just like two great actors on the stage, or two dancers on the stage, very nicely fighting. Tatas Chatchata Shabdo Vajranispesha Sannibha Gadiyo Kshiptayo Rajan Dantiyo Riva Dantino. So when they are fighting and these clubs will hit each other, then it made a chata chata sound. Pat pateti. Remember that? Harinavartvakaram, Sandhi, how the final, that thing is dropped and it is added. So, Chatchata Shabdo, Vajra Nispesha Sannibha, it was just like the sound of lightning among the clouds. Gadiyo Kshiptayo Rajan Dantiyo Riva Dantino, when the clubs were falling at each other, so they will stop it with the club and the club will hit the club. Sometimes it will hit the person also. And it was just like two mad elephants hitting each other. Dantiyo Riva Dantino. So Chatchataiti Gadayoho Parasparaghat Shabdanukarnam. So Chatchata is the sound which the clubs were making, and they hit each other. Vajrasya nispesha patastad sadrisha. It was just like the falling of the lightning, how the lightning makes sounds. Yudhyamaneyo dantino dantaghat shabdeva shasho. So like two elephants, so they are fighting and they are hitting each other with their tusk. So like that. Tevai gade bhuja javena nipatya mane अन्योन्यतो संकटि पाद करोरु जत्रुन चूणी बभूव तोरुपैत्य यथार्क शाखे संयुद्धतोर दुर्दयो रिवदीप्त मन्यवो. Now this is the most interesting thing, that when they were fighting with club, gade, bhujajavena, with the swift movement of their arms, and they were hitting the club on each other, anyonito, and they were hitting on their shoulder, on their hips, on the feet, on the hands, on the thighs, on the shoulder collarbone, jatru. Then what will happen? The clubs, they will become broken down, not their bodies. Chuni babhuva torupete yatharka shake. So just like elephant may uproot the branch of an arka plant, just a small plant, So it was like that. The clubs did not break their bones, but their bones were so strong that the clubs were getting smashed. Because about Bhima, the story is that one day when Bhima was just a young baby, he was in the lap of his mother, and suddenly they were in the forest. They were all born in the forest. One tiger came. So the Kunti got scared and she stood up. And when she stood up, the baby Bhima fell. And when he fell and hit the stone broke. So that's how he got the name Bhima. The guy broke the stone. He was so strong. So that's why it says that Sanyudhato Duradho Riva Deepti Manyo. So like raging elephants raging with anger, fighting with each other, and they may uproot the branch of a arka plant. Arka जानते हैं ना, आखड़ा, जिसका फूल शिव जी पे चढ़ाते हैं. छोटा छोटा फूल आता है ना, और वो डोडा लगता है बड़ा, इसमें से from inside you get that cotton type of thing. So that's how the clubs are compared to the arka plant, and their bodies are like elephants. So te gade ansa katyadi naam upete churni babhuto. So these clubs, they are falling on their hip bones, etc., and becoming powdered. Deepti vanyor uddipta kopayo. They were just like two angry elephants fighting with each other. Itham tayo prahatayor gadayor nivrirau kruddho samustibhiraya sparshairapishtam shabdastayo praharto libhayor ivasin nirghat vajra parushastal talatadhanotha. So when in this way their clubs, they were broken down, they broke down into pieces, got powdered, then they started fighting with their fists, came to the boxing. So nirvirau kruddhau samushtibhir ayasparshay pishtam. They were trying to smash each other with their fists, which were just like iron. And shabdastayo praharto ribhyo riva asin. When they were hitting each other with their fists, then it was just like the sound when the elephants hit each other. Nirghatra Vajra Parushas Talatadanotha. And then they will also slap each other. And that will make a sound just like the sound of lightning. Very harsh. So Gadayo Prahatyo Satora Pishtam Parasparam Chuni Chakrato. So when the clubs they are falling down. Tayorevam Praharto Samashiksha Bala Aujasoho Nirvishesham Abhud Yuddham Akshina Javyor Nripa. So in this way both of them were fighting and they both were equally expert in the art of club fighting and equally powerful. They had the equal prowess. They were a good match of each other. And therefore Nirvishesham Abhut. There was no victory of anyone. Both were equal. And Yuddham Akshina Javyor Nipa. And fighting like this, their strength did not diminish. Their speed did not diminish. They did not get tired or anything. They kept on fighting. Evam tayor maharaja yudhyatoho saptavimsati dinani niragans tatra shruhidvan nishitishtato. So in this way they fought for 27 days. Every day, every morning they will come and they will start fighting. And they will fight whole day, then they will go back. And in the evening they will have dinner together like friends. So Shruhidvan Nishitishtato. So at night they will sit together and he says, do you want to get a massage, nice oil, hot bath, what do you want, what food do you want, Bhima? So at night he will treat them just like honorable guests, feed them, talk to them. Morning they will go and fight like enemies. So this is what is called Yuddha, Dharma Yuddha. So after 27 days, Bhima became a little discouraged. He says, how long will this go on like this? 27 days is a lot. So ekda matulayam vai praha rajan vrikodara na shaktoham jarasandham nirjayatum yudhi madhava. So one day he told his cousin Krishna, said that I am unable to fight with this guy. It is not possible for me to conquer this Jarasandha. Oh Madhava, I am tired. I don't see any end to this. How long will we fight like this? Satror janma riti vidwan जीवितम च जराकृतम पार्थमाप्ययन स्वेन तेजसा चिंत्य धरी. So when he spoke like this, then Krishna he thought and he knew how Jarasandha was born and how he will die, because how he was brought to life by Jara, a lady. So then satisfied, then he infused power into Bhima so that he can continue to fight. So Jarasandha, as you know, he is son of Brihadarata, who did not have any children. So once a sage has come to his assembly and he said, I don't have sons, so he gave a fruit. But the king had 2 wives, so he divided the fruit in 2 parts and gave to 2 wives. They both became pregnant, but because the fruit was cut into 2, they gave birth to half of the baby, each one. One gave birth to the left half, other one gave to the right half. So this was what is this. So they threw away these 2 parts. So then old Rakshasi was living in the forest. She saw this and she joined them. And when she joined them, he came to life. So that's why he became Jarasandha. Jara was the name of this old lady, and Sandhi means to join. And his death will also happen only when these two parts are separated. So that's what is being described here. Shatruho swa bhakta dushaha janma shakal rupam. So Krishna knew that how the birth of Jarasandha happened, that he is by joining two parts. Mriti puna shakli bhava, and the death will happen when these parts will be separated. Te jara rakshashi tatkritam jivitam shaklyor eki bhavam che. So these two parts were brought to life by the Rakshasi by making them one. Vidwan Janan. So knowing this, Partham Bhimam Swatesa Apyayan Brindhan. So Krishna nourished Bhima with his Shakti. Katham Asau Shakli Bhavediti Chintan. And then he thought how this Bhima can be made in two parts. This Jarasandha. Because that's the only way he will be killed. Gustavo.
Pranam Babaji. So when all these amazing things are happening, like how come some people know what's going on? Like for instance, some people know that Krishna is Bhagavan, but then other people are just playing the part, but then all these amazing things are happening. And then in verse 35 it even says like they're like actors. So do they know and then they're just doing this for the benefit of
They means
everyone,
who?
I guess? Like Jarasandha or
No, Jarasandha. Jarasandha does not know. He hates Krishna. Where is the question of thinking he is Bhagavan? He is a devotee of Shiva. He thinks Shiva is Bhagavan and not Krishna. Okay?
Yeah, but then all these sort of amazing things are happening, so
Which amazing thing?
like he can't like kill him with the club and then the club like shatters and
Yeah, because
then also
this is happening because he is powerful. That's why he doesn't think that Krishna is God. He already told you are a coward fellow, you ran away. I will not even fight with you. What to think of that he is God? He does not even think that he is a match for him. That's what a Kshatriya is. Actually, at present, people do not know what a Kshatriya means. Kshatriyas are very proud people. And they are fearless when it comes to fighting. They are ready to die. They used to be like that. It's a play for them, fighting.
This is a question from Mohini ji. It was explained that Uddhava knew by astrological calculation that Jarasandha will be killed by Bhima. So a person like Jarasandha did not make his own chart to know how his death will come. He himself didn't know that his death will come by Bhima. He must have some astrologers.
So he did not know. What is the problem? You think everybody knows? Do you know? And the thing is that generally the astrologers don't tell about death. There are many astrologers, they will say you can ask me anything but don't ask me about death. Okay.